Diredawa now have an uphill task of trying to get a goal to even just pull a point out of this one. And that will mean that they will be, attacking forward. They will have to attack hard, and that will leave them behind a little bit bare and may be subject to attacks as well. Marcos Elias and Haile Jaber Adhanom will give you the commentary in Amharic. I am Barado Tieno. I am with Gilbert Celebwa. Take you through the other 45 minutes of this game. So we'll, as usual, try to take a sneak peek at what could have been discussed in the dressing room. But in a game like this one, when you concede in the very last moment, what do you tell the players at halftime, Gilbert?
I think at this point it's hard luck. I mean, they conceded a goal in the last minute of the first half. I think for Diredawa now, the question of sitting back is not there. They have to push numbers forward. They have to continue pushing and put pressure on Fasil in their own backyard to be able at least to get something out of it. The international break is looming. There's call-ups for the national team. The agents are also watching the game. I think at this point in time, the players need to ask themselves whether they really want to move forward as an individual or just want to continue playing at this level.
Yeah, they'll have another chance in the Bahar Dar before the international break, so maybe that's when they want to show everything else. But I think just the fact that this game has panned out the way it has would be a learning curve for both sides, including for Fasil. That teams will be watching you and they'll be able to cut you down at every move you're going for. And for Diredawa, that you've got to change with the game and find other of going to a field. And they probably will get it right as time goes by. The only thing is they shouldn't be dropping points. But the second half of the game is here, and we'll see how they will be lining up. Enyew Kasahun tries to get it forward to Mujib. Again, even for Fasil, now they know they cannot 100% rely on Mujib in every game.
Yeah, I mean, he's really been marked out, and he's not the Mujib that we know. And all the avenues to him have been cut out. And they need to find. It's good that at least another player, Mizab Maleu, scored.
Yeah, and they're going to be using him a little more often as well. That's a clearance coming from the captain, Yared Baye. They're darling with it in their goal area. But for a good reason to have Samake Mikel get onto it. And the Malian goalkeeper will be ready to start the build-up from his side. Just a little chip into the midfield where he thinks they've got space, but some quick cut-off. Girma is heading on to the left side. It goes for a shot. Not hard enough to distract Samake Mikel. That's the only undoing that Girma has got, Gilbert. He doesn't have all those very fast runs as well, but he doesn't have a hard shot either.
Yeah, he doesn't have a hard shot. He's a very good technical player. And I think with those kind of runs, he needs to get assistance, especially from the two strikers, Junius Nanjebo and Muhyiddin Musa.
As Shumaket Guksao brings it into the midfield, then out to Enyew Kasahun, and providing the crosses from the right side very diligently, even in the first half. Complete change onto the left side, where now Amsal will be playing further. Push it just a little bit too far, being watched by Henok Esayas, forces him into an error that sends the ball out of the field of play. Must let you know that the weather has quite changed as well in Jima. While it was previously hot in the afternoons, it's now become very humid and with a little chill to boot as well. The ones who know how to read the weather patterns have said rains might be looming, but we understand they do come in March, so could just be a sign that says we are somewhere along the way. The rain, that is. Gets back into the midfield. Some humidity as well was getting into the air after the cold mornings and then the hot days. The humidity has taken over later in the afternoon. Going to be a throw-in. It's going to be for Fasil. Again, they would do well to just play their game the fact that Mujib has been very tightly marked, makes it very difficult for him as well, because he doesn't love more than 3 touches, and so he's forced sometimes to play more than those 3. You can see him belaboring every time he's going for it. So Rafael is intimating that he could have been hurt in the process of trying to attack this ball, but it was a legal challenge, so doesn't get anything from it. Comes all the way to Kadir Koulibaly, who plays it now to Yaredbai. They could have also discussed the fact that they need to just hold into possession and try to get the Diredawa midfielders out of their area.
And at this point, Bernard, I would think that Diredawa need to put a lot of pressure on Fasil, especially in their build-up area.
And Jebo gets a yellow card here. I wonder what that is for. He seems to have been apologizing to everybody. He says, I didn't intend it. And it's the very first one that he has received in the Ethiopian Premier League for this season. The Namibian usually plays alongside his own compatriot Itamuna Keimuni, who's on the bench today. But whatever he did has caused a lot of harm, it would look like, on the Fasil squad. And specifically, I think, to Kebede, is it? Habtamu, I beg your pardon. Tekeste. It didn't look like anything much when we last saw it. But yeah, Nanjebo just clips him there. A little clip there. He seems to retract his foot, realizing that he's made a mistake there. But he doesn't evade the referee's watchful eyes. He gets booked for it. So Tamu Tekese will walk off the field of play to recuperate from there. It's going to be a free kick. This is given away to Enyeo Kasahun. He's going to lose it for a throw-in for the Diredawa side.
They have so many numbers in their own backyard, especially at this time when they expect numbers up front. Nanjebo is all alone by himself. If they want to play those long balls, then they need to have at least the attacking midfielders joining in to win the second balls.
You're talking about Diredawa.
Yeah, Nanjebo is isolated at the top, and they want to reach him with those long balls.
Oh, Fasil is leaving spaces in the midfield as well. Mujib is trying to get into them. This will go out of the field of play. It's going to be a throw-in. And Mujib doesn't take any time to go for it. Some of the players who have not been on the team sheet today will be staying out on the other side, staying as the fans to watch the game from there. Sometimes it's always good to watch it from the side because you get exactly what's going on in the field. Got a player on the ground, and he came in too hard. I think he also just slipped and went down when he was trying to take that ball. So nothing really intentional. Mujib is facing the other side. It's just Ashinaki Lucas himself went in a little bit too hard, hurting himself. Mujib is already walking out of the scene. He knows he hasn't done anything. But Ashinaki now, the intention to go hard on Mujib backfires on him.
It does backfire. You look at how Mujib, he's not playing in his prime position. He's dropping so deep in his own half. This is where the foul happened, in the opponent's half.
Yeah, if there was ever a good lesson about intention, when you hear somebody saying, there was intention to handle the ball, it's very deliberate. That is a good example. Ashinaki just going in there, deliberately trying to go hard on the striker Mujib, and then finding that Mujib is not even there, and Mujib walks off the seat. He hurts himself in the process. It's going to be a throw-in here for the Diredawa side. Ashinaki will continue to get some medication. That sliding tackle there didn't go well. Didn't have a contact. Well, an aerial challenge that is won by Fasil, trying to take the ball away. It works better on the ground for both sides. Going to go out for throwing. Ashenaki is still hobbling on 1 foot out of the field of play, waiting to catch the attention of the referee to allow him back into play. It is Mujib. Pushes it onto the left side. And Salu Tilahun. And then Guksa will bring it back to the center. Now they try to hit it forward. Samaka is off, rather the goalkeeper is off his line. The second volley touches the net, coming from Bereket Desta. Quite unexpected here. Bereket Desta not having the height, but then he actually does elite the fans here at the stadium. And it gets the better of the defenders on the Diredawa side, including a very tall Firao as well. How he does that is something that we need to see again, because the fans love it. The defenders will hate the way he has done it. He's still got his shot here with him. He's going to come in for a yellow card. We'll wait for him to get it on. Score coming in the 55th as well. I mean, it's just a hit that came from Kadir Koulibaly.
Very good
run. Coming out and then gets in between the defender and the goalkeeper. It bangs the post. The goalkeeper has not recovered. The defender doesn't recover as well, and he puts it in the net.
It's very courageous.
The goalkeeper should have come out earlier to try and get onto that ball, but he stays on the ground expecting that there was going to be a foul on him. You've got to play to the whistle here. For Bereket Desta, it's just a rebound that helps him to put the ball in the net.
Well, that's courageous. It's very courageous of him, and removing his T-shirt for 389 minutes, he gets his first goal of the league, and
yes.
Very, very delighted indeed.
I think he's a happy man. The bench is happy with him as well. Says, yeah, let's push it even further. He had a reason to celebrate that. The girl almost acrobatic in how he touches that ball so that it veers away. Back into the midfield. Played out onto the right. To Surafel Getachew. Came from Daniel Demise. Kadir Koulibaly. And we've just seen Kirubel Hailu getting onto the ball there in the midfield. It's tall as well, and lanky, getting his first chance to show Fasil why he should be on the team. Just let this one go off the field of play. It was too long for Enoch.
It's interesting, their body language. I mean, they have about 30 minutes of play still remaining, and with 2 goals, they can be able to get back the 2 goals and even score a winner. It only depends on the character that comes out of the players.
Yeah, that would ordinarily be true, Gilbert, but that would be assuming that Fasil are not playing as well.
Oh, they should not go.
It's a projection. It can be done. And they shouldn't give up. That's what you're saying. Here comes the shot. Fasil should not be wasting opportunities like this one as well. They also know, or should know, that they don't come very often. And if the Diredawa side can be able to come in and score 2 goals, then Fasil should know that this game will be tied. But they should also know that they should also be able to come in and score goals.
Yeah,
it's a contest, for heaven's sake. This is why Samake Mikel had to make himself very elastic there to parry off that earlier ball that was going towards his goal area. He commands the defenses very well, but there's a lot coming in his direction at the moment. Diredawa with Richmond Adongo trying to get in there and harassing forward, getting the ball, gives it to Girma on the left side. He's trying to position himself better for a shot. Manages to get it on the outside to Surafel, get a show. And then a long ball on the left side with an advancing Henok Esaya is not able to control it, goes off the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick, this one. It's going to be for Fasil. Samake has been very solid in that goal, you must say, Gilbert.
Yeah, he has, and he's a huge tumbling block. They really need to find a way of getting the ball in between him and the post.
Oh, you're talking about Diredawa?
Diredawa.
Oh, okay.
They have to score.
Here is a chance for Musa Nanjebo. He's not going to carve it back. Tries to give it power, at the same time tries to have a technical application on it. He doesn't trouble Samake Mikel.
He's already wearing off the target, and even his positioning, there was no way he was going to carve that ball from the way he was.
He took the hard option. He took the hard option. Could have gone for an easier option. Run on the right side, abandoned by Enyeo Kasahun. They're trying to bring it back into the midfield. It's a new man, Kirubel Hailo. Then Amsalo Tilahun. You always get a little bit scared when Amsalo gets onto that ball because he's got speed as well and he's got accuracy. Can Diredawa now get the right passes? Here is Nanjebo, plays it out on the right. He wants to get into the correct position. Will he have the time? It's been dealt with by Yoredbai.
They need to press. They need to press for
Who
them.
needs to press?
Sorry, Diredawa need to press.
Okay.
If they need to get something out of this.
Okay. You've got to start with the team, Gilbert. Otherwise, I don't know who needs to. Who needs to press?
Sorry, Diredawa need to press. Okay. If they need to get something out of this.
Okay. You've got to start with the team, Gilbert. Otherwise, I don't know who needs to press. You know. You need to say it's Diredawa that needs to press, or Fasil needs to press. Otherwise, I may need to press the button to ask. You know what's going on. Girma is the one who's going to be substituted. It's pretty obvious he didn't have the pace, Gilbert. He didn't have the shot as well. But he was getting into so much of possession for Diredawa.
Yeah, and most of the time when he gets possession, he gets into troubled waters.
Why?
No, instead of going away from those feet, the red stockings, he gets into so many red stockings.
So you're saying that he steers his ship into troubled waters every time?
Troubled waters all the time.
Well, Gilbert just had some bad fortune. I think he's been attacked by the pirates in those seas you're talking about. Every time he was coming onto the ball, there was just too many pirates. Najebo making a run here. Samake knows the danger that poses. He'd rather just have the ball back out of the field of play and run back into his goal area. He knows if he pushes it into the center, there is a very high possibility of somebody attempting to chip in. And so they send it onto the right side. Amsalo Tilahun heads it back to his goalkeeper, Samake Mikel. Good organization in the defense of the Fasil side, Gilbert.
Yeah, the good thing about it is that Samake is talking, and he's really pushing his defenders away from his goal area. And therefore, all the loose balls, he's collecting them with a lot of ease.
Diredawa who've come out with it. The whistle didn't blow for anything. They almost look like 3 against 3 situation. The defense is frantic now to try and remove the balls from their area. Mujib is in full flight down on the right side. He knows he can get to that ball, and he knows he would like to take it to the line. Now he'll look for support. Finds it on the new man, Kirubel. Playing it very nicely with Enyeu Kasahun. I think they were looking for that space on the right side and realized there's nobody there, so they need to change the wing onto the other side. Yun Endesho puts it to Amsalo Tilahun. Yeah, been blocked off. He doesn't understand why he doesn't get that as a foul on him. Richmond Rogers Adongo. He will get a free kick for the Diredawa side. The Ghanaian has played in 6 matches for Diredawa. This is going to be 7th out of the 11 matches that Diredawa is playing. But it's ruled to have already gone off the field of play. A very frustrated Nanjebo, we must say, Gilbert.
He is very frustrated. Even the kind of feed that he's receiving, he just has to struggle for the ball. He isn't receiving balls in the right manner, just to be able to control and get himself in a prime position to shoot.
And he scored only once since the Premier League started. He gave some very serious indication to the coach that he will be contending for the goals. But then they've not been coming properly. Tilahun presses it onto the right side. And Enyeu Kasahun will work on it as well. This is a push that was intended for the through ball, which didn't quite work out. And Diredawa is having a little bit of a calmness of mind to be able to just run the passes a bit with some accuracy. They might just get forward. This will be a foul on Nanjebo by Kadir Koulibaly, and Kadir is going to come up for a yellow card as well. And a free kick will be given to Diredawa. Third yellow card that Kadir is picking up in the Ethiopian league. Marque is very, very solid as he prepares to start the build-up for his teammates. I think there's a substitution that has been done. Nathaniel Gabriel-Georgis has come into play, and Yehun has gone to the bench. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's a striker for a striker. I mean, Nathaniel is a naturalized striker. He's really not. He scored actually 2 goals. And just giving him an opportunity to try and increase his goal tally.
Well, in the last match they played, he actually came in for Bereket Dessa in the 59th minute of the game. So I think they're toying around with new combinations as well. Mujib is still the preferred man up at the front for the Fasil side. And they're just trying to have somebody else to help him as well. I'm not sure if that is an offside. I really do not think so. You can judge it from that replay. Mujib, rather, Fasil will get a throw-in. A quick one to Gugsa. And chips it towards goal. It's picked up by the goalkeeper, Fireu Getahun. 2-0 is the scoreline. It's in favor of the Fasil side. With Richmond trying to get possession here. He will get a foul for what Kadir Koulibaly has done. Kadir loses his shin guard in that process as well. That's just how hard he has pushed the ball out. And he didn't believe that his word was guilty here. He's just gotten a yellow card a couple of minutes ago. Needs to watch himself out. Going to be a free kick for the Diredawa side. Going directly towards goal, the captain Zenebe Kebede gives some power, but not some precision to it. There's another substitution, Gilbert.
Where's the general himself?
Was that?
It's the general himself, Elias
general?
Mamo.
Oh.
Elias Mamo,
He's
the
a
general
general
himself, yes.
Ah, okay. In terms of football, you mean?
Yeah, in terms
Why
of
is he a
football.
general in terms of football?
Well, he's a master. He's a midfield maestro, and I think bringing him on board just to try and reorganize that midfield for Diredawa.
Oh, okay. That qualifies him to be a general. Here is a chance for Richmond Adongo to generally be the man to go to in this game. First time that they are onside as well. Najebo is in the perfect position in the middle. The ball comes tantalizingly nice for Richmond Adongo. And what he does with it, honestly, leaves everybody wondering why he has done that. He could have controlled it. He could have gone at least for an accurate shot, couldn't he?
The t-shirts are very conspicuous. I mean, one is white, the other one is orange. And he actually played for Fasil in that particular instance, clearing the ball instead of putting the ball in the net.
Well, Richmond Adongo will have to look how he has done that. Didn't do it very well. He went off target totally. They've got Muideen Musa up at the front, and they've got Adongo up at the front, and now they've got Junius Nanjebo as well. That's the best combination of attack you would have in the Diredawa forward line. Going to be a foul here. There is no doubt that it was a foul for Fisher Tumelisan and Tofik Idris. Things are not looking very good in there. Adongo with good ball control. We got 26 fouls in this game. It's remarkable. Just make sure that nobody else goes there. Commanding the defense, telling them to cool down. Needs to release the ball. Bazar Melehu is a guilty man in there. This was intended for Richmond Adongo. It's not going to get to it. The most active part of the game at the moment could just be on the side stands, Gilbert. That's where everybody is in their full elements. All the senses are at work here.
They're very happy, Bernard. They've scored 21 goals. They are
in their full elements. All the senses are at work here.
They're very happy, Bernard. They've scored 21 goals. They are on 25 points. I mean, should this game just remain the way it is? And that chill that has been common in the very early mornings and late evenings has now started slightly earlier as well. This is Guksa, who brings it back to the center. Nice play from the left side, getting Guksa again to try and get him to bring in the cross. He tries to sneak it into the box for Tilahun, but it doesn't go there. Much to the disappointment of the fans here at the stadium. Yeah, and there was a big run there, but Tilahun was cut off totally from getting in there. It could be either of two reactions, you know, like how close that was or how dangerous that was. Either way, it just says, look, we don't want that to go on in there. 13.5 minutes, Gilbert, of the game remaining. How do you read it? Well, Fasil, they really don't struggle when they're playing.
Not even their fans struggle at all. They just seem to get into step immediately.
Yeah, it actually trickles down into the field of play. They don't struggle. They just, you know, wait for the right moment with the right pass and score. And you can see some of the organizers of the league.
Are those organizers? I just saw Abtamu there. I know that he does help a lot out here. And Ibushir, I think, one of our friends here at the center. But on the other side, it's a little bit of a sad moment when you are directly involved in the teams. When your team is losing, it's not a happy moment, you know. When your team is winning, then you're also holding a little bit to know whether it will end that way. Nanjebo with a good pass here. A chance to cut back into the box. And Muideen, well, seemed like he was going onto the ball.
Good tackle.
But it seems to have been tackled off the ball as Fasil will race it forward.
Good tackle.
But it seems to have been tackled off the ball as Fasil will race it forward. Looking for a chance to bring in the cross. Mujib is just getting into position. Guksa brings it onto the right side. And here, Enyo Kasahun is the one with it. to Kirubel Hailu. And the attempt to bring it back onto the left side. This is a good one for Mujib. Mujib also goes down a little bit too easily. He's going to go out for a corner. But it's going to be given to the Fasil side. And that would probably cancel out what Wedin Musa did on the other side. He basically gets pushed off the ball as well, but the tackle is good because it goes onto the ball coming from the defender Fraser Kasa. This one again almost veering into the net in itself, forcing Feirao Getahun into a very big save. Twisting as he's going up in the air to push that ball out was not very easy. The Fasil side has completed 78% of the passes. And of course, the number of passes the two sides have executed, it's never equal. And it's not, the 40% is not a fraction of the 70% at all. The two are not fractions of each other. Going into the 80th minute of the game here. The Henok Esaias is bringing it forward for Diredawa. The men have remained way back in defense. Big clearance from Kedir Koulibaly. I think they know that they might be leading in this one, but there's still danger. Tilaun brought this one in. This was almost going into the net with the goalkeeper
good agility,
having to really stretch himself, Gilbert. Almost going into the net with the goalkeeper
good agility,
having to really stretch himself, Gilbert, to push this out of the field.
That's good agility, and we look at who's looming there. It's Mujib Kasim.
Yeah, Mujib was waiting for the mistake. He had timed it knowing it was going to go to his foot. This is Tilahun. Some stylish play that was coming in the midfield here. Not now, Gabriel Georges is the one who's tried it. This is going to go out for a throw-in. And Adongo is asking for it quickly. It's pushed back for him. Tumelisan thinks that it's a good chance and a good move as well. At least it comes into the box, but then it's taken by the Fasil side. Try to bring up a long ball. Mujib and his teammate trying to capitalize on it to pick it up, but not getting a chance to play on. He's given some good work being put in there by the captain, Gilbert, but then Elias Marmo, having taken the captaincy as well, has not elated the technical bench, has he?
And when you see the coach holding his hair, I mean, he just wonders what next, what other tactic can he be able to use, and it's in a serious note. Tumelisan is not contented with what his players have put out there this afternoon.
Yeah, he looks a worried man. They still have 9 minutes, 8.5 rather, to try and score 3 goals if they want 3 points out of this. Or score 2 goals if they want just a point out of it. For the Fasil side, they also have 9.5 minutes, 8.5 minutes to hold as it is, or try and solidify their lead and do what they call killing the game, or show a little bit of character and stay in defense for the minutes remaining. But everybody contends that staying in your own half then is inviting trouble to come in your direction. So the best way to defend it is to go out and attack. Here is Najebo now. There's 2 other men on the right side. Najebo has decided to go on his own. Adongo and Muidin were waiting for it. They don't get it. Yeah, they are thinking that there should have been a cross coming there.
That is actually Kweku Ando, who's not in the game today.
Ooh. Oh, the one who was sitting on the bench?
Yes.
Oh, you mean the reaction?
The defender, yeah. That was Kweku Ando.
Oh, in the bench there.
Yeah.
Reacting to what Najebo did. Here is Guksa. Then again, Diredawa. They're getting a lot of possession in the midfield. Elias Mamo pushes it through. Muidin doesn't control it. You'd want them to at least get a goal. You know, pull one back and see how the game will change. Adongo is continually, asking for it or giving instructions about where he should be going to. He has more reactions than he is in action himself.
Yeah, you're right.
Should get himself into the action. Fasil that will try to come in from the left side. The back heel is too short. It gives Diredawa a chance to get back into position. Out on the left side. And Enoch Esayas gets the return ball. Yeah, doesn't take too long. It doesn't go too far out. Adongo is again reacting, but not going to the ball. Some frantic efforts by Diredawa get the position back for themselves. To Enoch Esayas. Kadir Koulibaly will intercept it and then attempt to get it on the line, but goes off the field of play. No one in particular on that side. I think the Fasil side are contented with the 2 goals they have, Gilbert. They're not really building towards going for a shot towards goal. Yeah. They're now falling back into defense and just looking for that one long ball up and hoping Mujib can get to it.
And the reason is that they're really not seeing any threat coming from...
Here it is, here it is. That's what they wanted to get it to Mujib. He's got one man here. He's had to have more touches because he's obviously shielded away from the goal area. And now changes the wing onto the left side. Amsalu Tila is a natural left-footed player. Tries to sneak it through there, but it goes out from a deflection for a corner. The calmness with which Amsalu came in there is the one you have to watch out for. Guksa gives him a back heel. Lovely style there. And then Amsalu dummies the first one. And then he tries to sneak it in.
He's got a lot of gas because he's a left back, but you'll always find him in the opponent's attacking third.
Where does he get the... Oh, you mean the gas to pedal on?
Yes.
Or to power on? Okay.
He's got a lot of goal, but...
Here is a good chance for a shot. The left foot shot directly to the goalkeeper. Yeah, I like the part of him having the goal, but I was wondering where he got the gas from. Well, there's many descriptions that can go into a game of football, honestly. Mueddin, for example, is running out of gas, isn't he?
Yeah, Mueddin is run out of gas. And you can see he's already going down.
Now he's got a puncher. Yeah. It's no longer about gas now. He's got to have his leg checked, you know. The referee is there on time as well. A lot happens up there in a game of football.
He's pulled something.
And, yeah, he's pulling something. He needs quick help here. You know, he went in to try and get that ball away. You scrape a lot of things as well as you're going to try and get the ball out of that place. There is a change here. And Bereket Desta, the man who scored the second goal for Fasil, is given a chance to take a rest. This press is taken by Alan Birhan Yigza. Birhan Yigza playing in his 4th match. He did it in very good style, getting the ball in between the goalkeeper and the defender and recovering on time to go for a rebound while the defenders were still watching and running around. Bereket Desta had a good volley that put the ball in the net. Picked up a yellow card as well for the over-celebration, but I think he had a reason to over-celebrate.
He had. I mean, he's delighted. He's really elated.
He's sharing the joke with the other players. You know, he's telling them how he did it that time. You know, I sneaked in through them, you know.
Yeah. But he was very courageous because the goalkeeper was coming out to him.
And the goalkeeper obviously is taller than him and has the advantage of using his hands as well. But for him to be in there, you know, was something of a supernatural moment for him. And then he recovered and went for the rebound. That's the beauty of it. He went for a rebound. This is Fasil trying to get onto the front. One of the new men, Nael Gabriel-Georgis. With the ball being moved forward. Richmond Adongo trying to get away forward, has been fouled. He's going to get the benefit of a free kick. And so the ball is pushed off the field of play. It's going to be a free kick. 29 fouls so far in this game. And Jebo brings it back to the center. One of the new men in the side, and Ndale Kebede. And Mamu. There's been a good effect on possession for Diredawa since the introduction of Ndale Kebede and Elias Mamu, Gilbert.
Yeah, but they've made a lot of inroads, especially from that midfield area.
And it forced the Fasil players back into defense.
Yeah.
So it was good, a good change at that time. But what will they do with it as well would be a big question. Richmond Adongo chested down. The shot is not Very well taken by Elias Mamo. Something that was going that side would have been dangerous for him as well. Quick reaction coming from the coach there. Usually a very jolly man. I have tried to get a little bit of the translations from Amaric in what he says in the post-match interviews, and I think he's got very, very colorful language every time to describe the game. Gugsa tries to punch this one through. Salo Tilahun sprays it in front of goal, but not good enough for them to capitalize on. The strike force in the fan base on the other side is 3 in front and another 3 on the side. It's complete. It's a complete lineup, Gilbert. They're all there. It doesn't matter where you're playing from. You just need... And another 3 on the side. It's complete. It's a complete lineup, Gilbert. They're all there. It doesn't matter where you're playing from. You just voice, and you need a lot of Gilbert to sing right through the match. That's the qualification that you get when you are part of the fan club. The foul here that has been given to the Diredawa side, trying to turn it onto the right side. Fasil Kenema then clears it. Again, they don't move into the midfield. It's been controlled by Diredawa, Gilbert.
Yeah, they have numbers in the midfield, only that they have not been able to utilize the advantage that they have moving forward.
And Jebo tries to bring in a cross that was deflected. And looking for Mujib up at the front. Too long. It will go to Fidel Getahun. An easy pick for him. Starts the build-up on the right side for Diredawa. They've played much better in the last few minutes of this game, the Diredawa side, than they played in the entire second half. They played much better in the first half as well, Gilbert, but when the second half started, they didn't play as well. But after these inclusions that have been made, they have suddenly solidified and are coming more into the midfield. But could it be a case of too little too late?
It's too little too late. Of course, the introduction of Odongo and Ndale, and of course the key man, the midfield maestro, Elias Mamo, has really too late. Of course, the introduction of Odongo and Ndale, and strengthened their striking force.
Here comes the cross, headed out, right in front of Muidid Musa. It's going to be a corner. Now, we've seen goals being scored in the last minutes. There's 4 minutes that are going to be added here. It's too harsh to bear. Plus, again, but it was kept back in play in front of Fasil Kenema. That assumption that it's going out of the field is now a thing of the past. And usually players are able to sneak in there and get the ball out. Do you think there's going to be much that any of the sides can do with the minutes remaining, Gilbert? 2.5 is what is remaining.
Well, I think so far Diredawa looks like a team that is more urgent. It's pushing up ahead and trying to at least get a goal.
Here comes Gugsta. And Enyeu Kasahun has done very well for himself and for Fasil today. He's been very solid in his right side, and the runs he has been making on the right side as well. Now he makes himself available again for a chance to bring in a cross. It's a low one, tantalizing one. That is cut off as Fasil are still pressing. Although they don't need to, well, at least not that hard. But in order to keep away the Diredawa side, they've been forced to press like that. Comes all the way to the captain, Yared by very few instances in which he has been beaten to the ball by the forwards of the Diredawa side. Now Jebo can't do anything much there, has to bring the ball back. They're not going out as fast as they can. Yeah, obviously looking like they've resigned to that fate. That's Nanjebo again. When you have to come back into the midfield and be the one spreading the passes, and you're supposed to be a striker, you know there's a big problem.
There is a big problem.
Here comes Mujib, looking for a chance to score in this one. It would be one of those very few games in which Mujib has not scored, Gilbert. He's scored in literally everything. He's got the highest number of goals in the league at 12, 5 penalties that he has scored so far.
Yeah, I think Diredawa should be happy that Mujib did not bring his A game.
And that would be the success that they are counting on today.
Yes, that is the success that they're counting on.
Well, that would be very misguided. Kadir Koulibaly has handled the ball here. It's going to be a foul, the referee says, just at the end of the box. So does he give it out for a corner? Okay, he doesn't give it out for anything else. A corner has been given. And they have to redo it with just a couple of seconds remaining. And it's going to be taken by Henok Esayas. An outswinger goes out to the right side. Danjebo is waiting for it a little bit too far off, chips it back into the area. Samake plucks it off from the air. I think that will be the last bit of action that we'll see in this game. Samake tells everybody to move out of the front. He's guarding the ball very jealously, as we usually say. You'd guard anything that you love jealously there. The chip was not a bad one.
It was too close.
Samake's take also was not a bad one, was it?
Too close to the keeper. And he says, thank you very much. And he takes some little time off the clock.
I don't think there'll be a lot of time here. We got time at least to watch the dance on the side. For the Fasil fans, they hear the whistle, they know that the 90 minutes have been played, and Fasil will take another 3 points to get to 25, the highest that anybody has reached in the Premier League table so far. With only Ethiopia Buna with 20 points, it's Fasil who are taking an early lead as we have played the last match in Jima in the resumed Ethiopian Premier League in week 11 of matches and round 11 of the matches as well. But for Fish Seha Zumelisan, quite unhappy about the performance.